What's going on, guys? This is Lucian Lu from Easy Piano Hacks. In this video, we're going to look at Avengers Theme in 5 levels. One E and 2E and 3E and 4E and E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 4E and So once you get that, the left hand is basically what you did up in level 3. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 So make sure you count, make sure you do it right. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So you'll already find attached the PDF sheet music. Now, a lot of times, if you don't know how to read sheet music, here is an introduction to an intermediate kind of sheet music. We have level 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Gets a little bit more advanced up here. So I want to see how far you can go. I want to see how far you can go from the easy level 1. Maybe level 1, start with level 0 if you can play one hand at a time is how you want to tackle this. Because we don't just get to level 5 on the first day, right? You want to be able to first know how to read sheet music. If you don't know how to read sheet music, you better hit me up. There is a link to a beginner book that you should finish called the Alfred All-in-One Adults Course. That is the book you want to use to finish to learn how to play hands together. If you're having problems, if you only play with the right hand or the left hand, you want to play hands together, you want to learn how to read sheet music. That's how you're going to be able to play any piece of music you want to play ever. Right? So it's just like reading a book. It's actually easier because there are only A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. There's only 7 letters in music, and it just repeats over and over. So there's a preliminary course and some links that you can check out in the other sections. But if you're ready to jump in, let's jump in. So I'm highlighting now this one right here. This is a tie. A tie is different from a slur. So you see these lines, right? These lines right here. This is a tie. That means that if you don't already know, it adds the previous 4 beats over here. This is 4/4 time, right? This is a whole note. So a whole note 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1. So it's 5. You have to hold this E all the way up till here. Don't play this again is why I'm crossing this out. Okay, so find all these ties that in here, like there's another one in here, you would play this and you hold it across. Now if you don't already know how to count, then you need to learn how to count. Why do we count? Well, there's an entire article I want you to go ahead and read if you don't know why do we even bother? It's so hard, but it's so difficult. No, you have to count because you need to keep in time. How do you know that you're playing in time? How do you know that you have 100% accurate rhythm? Unless you are using a metronome. And if you use a metronome while you play, that's perfect. But if you don't already know how to count, this is how we do it. So right here, time signature, we have 4/4 time. This is a time signature, tells you how many beats there are in a bar. That's the top number. This guy tells you there are 4 beats in a bar. The bottom one tells you the quarter note gets the beat. That means that the bottom note, whatever that number is, tells you which note equals to 1 beat. So if we look at that 4 means that a quarter. So 1/4 is a quarter, right? Now, sometimes we'll see an 8 at the bottom. That means the 8th note gets the beat. So over here, it's a 4. So that means that this guy equals to 1. Since this guy equals to 4, that means that of these, that means that this is 4 beats. This is 4 beats in this entire bar. Okay, that makes sense. You might have to review that a little bit. This is an 8th note. If that bottom was an 8, that would mean that this is 8, that this would be 1. But since that a quarter, it takes 2 8s, there's a little bit of fractions here, to make a quarter. If you can read that, that means that you need 2 of these at all times to make 1 of these. And if this is equal to 1 beat, that means this is half a beat. Okay, so get that straight. Then if you can understand that, that means that you are ready to understand this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 beats here, right? Then you got 1, you got 2, this is 3, and then there's a dot. So what does the dot mean? A dot is half of whatever this is. So the dot is half of what this is. That means that this is a quarter. Half of a quarter is an 1/8. So this is a dot next to a quarter. That means that this is 3 and 4. So this includes 3 and 4. And this guy on its own is and. This guy on its own is its own beat right here. So why do we count this? These are subdivisions. We say and because we're counting basically. If you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, you're counting quarter notes. If you're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you're saying 2 things at the same for each beat. So that means that this guy means you have 2/8 notes that you're counting for this guy. You have 3/8 notes because it's 2/8 notes here, 1/8 note here that you're counting for this guy. This is 1/8 note for this guy, right? So now you have 1 and right there. So I would start by counting. Anytime we want to count the smallest subdivision that we can find. A subdivision meaning like and or e and So anytime you find these, you want to find the smallest subdivision. That means that this 8th note in this entire line is the smallest note. So you want to be counting the smallest note in here. That's what it means. Okay. So let's move this across. I want you to be counting this. Otherwise, if you play it with the wrong rhythm, it'll sound horrible. It'll sound like most 95% of people trying to learn piano online. Terrible. Okay. But you guys have potential. You guys have a lot of passion. And as long as you have a lot of passion, you're willing to learn, then you'll be able to pick this up in no time. You'll sound great. It's just that if you don't count, you'll sound horrible. Okay. So this right here, write those counts in. The same thing over here. This amps it up a little bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? You go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I have a feeling that most of you guys coming in here, this is already like some knowledge that you already know. You might already have lessons, and you might even know how to play some of this already. The things that I want you to watch out for is you might want to start at level 4. Or you want to finish all these obviously, but the real stuff comes in around here. Right? This one right here, you go 1 and 2. So you got to count these in, right? This is a 16th notes now, right? So you're going to have to count this in as 1 E and 2 E. So 2 E, right? 1 E and a 2, right? 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and right? So these guys, you got to make sure that's in there. That's in there, okay? So make sure you can do that and you count these in and give them the full value. Okay. Now, when you get to here, you'll really need to get your octaves in order. So I would master the left hand first, last the left hand first, so you know where to go. Then get the alignment on these all good to go. Get the alignment. That means you have to play at the same time with the notes in the right hand and the left hand. And get these accents in so you can hear what the melody is. Do, 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 right? And then E, 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 G, G, E, E, right? This is the stuff you got to accent. An accent is to make it a little bit louder than the rest. So we can go accent, 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 right? So make sure you get those in. Same thing over here. Okay, I won't highlight any more. Yeah, same thing. All this has done over here has prepared you for whatever you have to play over here, because it's the same. It's just we've added more things in there for you to do. And then once you get to here, you'll really have to get your octaves in order. But you'll start to hear the same melody over and over. Okay, so if you can get this, I really like that. You'll have to make sure that the alignment is completely there. But once you get that, you'll be able to play it all in 5 levels. Let's go. Send me those recordings. There's a submission link for you to send your recording in and maybe get featured. You tag me online. Tag me on Easy Piano Hacks on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever, and hit me up. I will repost your thing if you've and if you need some feedback for some help, then you do let me know. Leave a comment. Send me an email. I will help you. And we will be able to play this together. I want a whole army of people knowing how to play the Avengers theme. All right, that'd be super cool. Wouldn't that be super cool? All right, then. Let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.